So we've got a little tier list here. Melodic dubstep albums. This is going to be a video. So as is tradition, you guys can get in your high YouTubes out of the way. High YouTube, high chat. Even though, as we mentioned before, high chat doesn't make any sense, but get them out of the way if you gotta. We have got 31 melodic dubstep albums. Some of these aren't even melodic dubstep. Like Madeon Good Faith is not melodic dubstep whatsoever, but like Madeon kind of fits in that theme. And you know what? Some people are going to want to do this, which by the way, I made this tier list this time. So if you want to check it out, link's going to be in the description if you're watching this on the video. But we've got S, we got A, we got B, we got C, we got D, we got F. And then we got Never Heard Before. Because there's some that I added just because, you know, if you guys want to do it and stuff like that, you can. But, all right. 1,000 Faces by Jason Ross. Definitely not my favorite album now. But I remember when it came out, I was initially super hyped on it. Thought it was pretty good. One That Got Away was probably my second most played tune of 2019. That was a really good one. Someone That I Needed was really good. Known You Before, classic tune. Shelter's really great as well. But yeah, I think Jason Ross has just elevated his sound. And it feels a little outdated. Like When the Night Falls feels a little dated. Letting Go feels a little dated. I was about to say Known You Before. Known You Before is a classic tune. 1,000 Faces feels a little dated in my opinion. I think 1,000 Faces I think is a high C. High C in my opinion. It's got its moments, but overall, just not one I frequent that much. And actually, you know what? Low B. Let's go with a low B. I think it's about, because you got S, A, B, C, D, and F. It's about like on the high end of like the mid spectrum. So overall, it's got its moments in the album, but just not one of my favorites. So Chains is amazing. I'm not too crazy on Chains, to be honest. Chains isn't really a song that I've found myself listening to that often. It seems like that one is the most popular though. Someone That I Needed still slaps. Alive by Gryffin, on the other hand, I think we're probably gonna go with a D tier. Yeah, just not Griffin's best work. I think kind of took a huge step down with this new album that he did. Forever with Ellie Duhay was not a bad one. Alive's not bad. But like After You, I think is the only tune that's like really good on the album, and even then, After You's not like amazing by any stretch of the imagination. And then you've just got like pop tunes like Safe With Me and Reckless, and yeah, I don't know, just not my vibe. Just need a little bit more from the production overall. Seems like a lot of just pop tunes and whatnot. As a pop album, it's a B. D, yeah, D. Yeah, I think it's a D. I don't think it's heinous, like an F. I don't think it's that heinous, but just not very good, in my opinion. So, Ascend by Illenium. This is a tough one. Because I didn't put any thought into this beforehand. I'm going to go with a low S. I'm interested to see what you guys think about this. And I know a lot of people seem to not hold Ascend to as high of a light as, say, Ashes or Awake, but I think Ascend is a fantastic project, man. I think that it's the project where Illenium took the most risk. And yeah, like Hold On's great. Good Things Fall Apart's good as a pop tune. That's Why's great. Blood's great. Take You Down's all right. Nurko Remix kind of brings it down a little bit. Same with All Together, but Crashing's nice as a pop tune. Broken Ones is okay. Sad Songs is fantastic. Like this bottom half, you've got Sad Songs, fantastic tune. Pray, fantastic tune. In Your Arms, really nice pop tune. Gorgeous, Lonely, come on. S tier. S tier for me. I just wish we saw a little bit more of Ascend nowadays, because like I said before, he's taken, like, he took risks with Ascend, but it's still innovative and captivating for the listener. Like his stuff he's just doing now doesn't seem like that. So Ascend is more creativity than Ashes. I say that all the time. Ascend is more creative than Ashes. Ashes for the time had its, you know, its innovation and whatnot, but in terms of what we've seen from Illenium, his most creative take, in my opinion. We got another Illenium tune. This time we got Ashes. We're gonna get all the Illenium out of the way since they all start with A. I think A. Oh, I think it's an A. I know I might get crucified for that. Reverie's good. Fortress is good. With You, nice interlude track, I guess. Sleepwalker's good. Like, they're all, like, good. I think Afterlife is really the only track on this album where it blows my mind. Like, on Ascend, there's probably about 3 or 4 that absolutely blow my mind. Whereas on Ashes, I think that some of them just have gotten a little dated. Like, I think Only One sounds pretty dated. Spirals is so dated. That seems to be an unpopular opinion. But I think Spirals is so dated. Yeah, lots of them just seem dated, in my opinion. So I'm kind of holding it to today's standards. Obviously, for its time, super innovative. But yeah, Afterlife's really the only one I return to frequently off this album. But they're all still really good tunes overall. But not enough mind-blowingly amazing tunes to put them up in the S tier. So Jester kind of carries, though. I can't lie. I don't know if you guys have heard Jester, the bonus track. Jester carries the album, to be honest. I forgot about that one. I think it's better than Afterlife. I don't know what you guys... And Bring Forth the Pressure? Come on now. We've got Atlas, Jason Ross, another Jason Ross album. I know we've only hit 3 artists and we've already done 5 albums so far, but we got Atlas by Jason Ross. Surprisingly really good. I know a lot of people, especially people not really in the melodic dubstep communities, have been like, oh, you know, it's just melodic dubstep, you know, repeated 10 times on the album. I don't know, man. I thought Atlas has genuinely grown on me so much since the release. I don't know what it is. Like I think it's just the verse production. They're so captivating. This is gonna draw a lot of controversy. I think Atlas is better than Ashes. That might draw some controversy. Hate This Kind of Love's grown on me since release. Take You Home's fantastic. All I Need, so fucking good. Stay's good. Emptied Out's okay. Kind of poppy style tune. Ghost Town's pretty good. Burning Sky is pretty good. Too Young Forever is pretty good. More to Life's really good. And Slow It Down. I don't know why I keep doing that. I've never done that like in my life, but I just did it twice. Slow It Down and All I Need. Come on, man. You got an album with those 2 tracks on it, it's going to be A tier. Jason Ross live was far better than I thought. I did get to see the Atlas tour live. Slapped. Fantastic show. Fantastic show. I know it looks stupid on this screen. It's because I have some dark mode thing and sometimes it messes up the images. But that is Atlas. So next up, we've got Awake. What else needs to be said? Come on. It's Awake, man. And that's a really close tie. That's a really close tie. I'm not super, you know, it's hard to say Awake is like significantly better than Ashes. I think Awake is like this much better. This much better. Needed You's great. Like, come on, man. This whole track list, bro. Sound of Walking Away. Beautiful Creatures. Lost. Freefall. Fractures. Come on, man. I don't think Crawl Out of Love is... I think Crawl Out of Love's kind of overrated, but like overall... And I know everyone loves... I don't love Leaving that much either. Everyone loves Leaving, though, so... gives it the ranking that it deserves. High C, low B. Wait, why are you guys all saying that Awake is... Do you guys not like Awake? Someone said high C, low B. Awake's a D. Awake's a high C. Man, you guys don't like Awake? Not a single song on the album I don't like. Awake isn't my favorite personally. Wow. Okay, maybe I'm alone in saying that Awake's kind of like an S. Okay, I will say that it doesn't take... You know what? I think, you know what? I don't think I've put enough thought into that. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, Pray and, like, all the tunes on Ascend, I think are just genuinely better than the highlights on Awake. Like, I'm thinking about it now. Like, Pray is better. Gorgeous is better. Yeah. I mean, it's still S. You're not going to convince me otherwise. But that's, like, the first time I've ever genuinely thought about that. Every time I've just always said that Awake's normally better. But, yeah. I think Ascend's probably better, dude. Great tunes, like Sound of Walking Away. You're not gonna convince me otherwise on Sound of Walking Away, Free Fall, and what's the other one that I really love? Lost. But Sound of Walking Away is significantly above them. That song is just masterpiece. Masterpiece, Sound of Walking Away. Love Let You Go. I'm not too crazy on Let You Go. That's the one thing that kind of draws Awake down for me is I don't like how it closes. I feel like if you look at, like, you're competing with Afterlife, Lonely, and Brave Soul on album closers. Like, Awake just doesn't remotely compete with that. Anyways, Between Broken. If I did a reaction video to this one, I think it would have probably been more like here. It's significantly grown on me as time has gone on though. I don't know if it's better. No, it's probably better than Ashes. I don't know, man. Some of these tunes, like like Starbright. Come on, man. Holding On, fantastic work. Remember, Feel Like, amazing. Smoke Signals, come on. When This Is Over, Drown, amazing vocal performances through and through. I feel like with Dabin, people either say Dabin's just like amazing or just like kind of mid, but Dabin's just sound is just the Between Broken sound has just grown on me a ton. Like just with Dabin's leads and keys and euphoric sound he goes for, it's just been my vibe lately. I don't know what else to say. That might change in a couple months, but like Hollow, I have listened to Hollow so much since that came out. I regret giving that the low ranking that I did. Should probably be a 9 now. It's just gorgeous songwriting, vocal performances, verse production. Yeah. Not really much else to say there. Again is really nice too. Again has grown on me since the album came out. So yeah, I think Between Broken's like a mid sort of A, but obviously you guys can have your opinions on that. All right, this is where we start to get a little controversial. Beyond the Veil by Seven Lions. We did a reaction video to this album. I don't even really have an idea of where I want to place this right now. Like, Call on Me. I don't know why I keep doing that, but fantastic tune. Every Time's pretty good. Some Days pretty good, but like, I haven't really. Oh, I mean, Stop Thinking's really good too, but I don't know. I haven't really. This album really hasn't had much replayability for me. It just really hasn't. Low B maybe. I don't know. There's just, its highs are pretty high, but it's the lows are, I mean, the lows aren't bad, but they're just not really something I'd return to. I thought it was going to grow on me more. It really hasn't. So yeah, I don't know. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. You're going to put it in C, aren't you? I put it in low B, okay? I was considering C. You were pretty close on that. Before You and Call on Me and Stop Thinking and Every Time are amazing. Outside of the singles, I don't know, man. It seems like it's a pretty forgettable album for me when it comes to the album tracks. Pretty forgettable, but the singles are top notch singles. Would say B tier, but I wanted it to be S tier. Yeah, I wanted it to be S tier too. I tried to give it its chance and just it just doesn't really align with my tastes. It's not. I'm not saying that Beyond the Veil's bad, but it's just not for me. Respectfully, you're tripping. You know what's hilarious? One of my boys, Antonio, he commented on my post beforehand saying that that friendships will be lost based on this video. And it might be accurate, man. I don't know. This is why I put the Never Heard Before tier, because I wanted to put Divinorum on it. I've never taken the chance to listen to it. I'm waiting for all the responses to be like, oh my god, you've never heard that album? I've never taken the time to listen to it. There's not much I can really say about it. I just haven't listened to it. I don't think I've listened to a single tune on this album. Yeah, none of these seem familiar to me. So I don't know. Maybe I should. I probably should listen to that because it's probably going to be really good. Yeah, I'm waiting for the chat to come in. I haven't heard this album, man. I haven't heard it. Dragonfly is mid. Like, see, I don't even know what songs you guys are talking about. Like, I've just never heard them. What? Album is a goddamn S tier. XD, You Betrayed Us. Divinorum's a D. Actually a C. I'll give it a C. Cap. Why is Nurture here? Divinorum S tier. Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't listened to him, my man. I'm sorry. All right. Come on. It's Last Heroes. Like, what other option do I have other than to put this in S? Anyone who doesn't say S for Last Heroes is getting banned. No, I'm just kidding. But come on. We got Last Heroes Finding Light. Better For It. Amazing. Love Like Us. One of the very few 10 out of 10 tracks on this planet. 10 out of 10 tune, Love Like Us. Passing Through is kind of mid, I'm not going to lie. But Atlas, so good. Forevermore, so good. I even like In My Head, dude. In My Head I'll give some respect to that song. That song is actually not bad, man. Of the selections we've got, like, what, 5 of them are... Like, or I mean, 4 of them are above 9.5s. One is like 10. Love Like Us is genuinely a probably top 5 song of all time. So it's got its spot, man. I don't know if it's better than Ascend. I'm just putting it there for now. I wish there was more tunes. If Naked Soul was on Finding Light and it was an album, best album of all time. Not even a question. Album is 10 to 13 minimum. I know. I decided to make an executive decision to include Blanke's Land of the Wayfarer and Last Heroes Finding Light because I just wanted an excuse to talk about Blanke and Last Heroes. They're not albums. I'm not going to pretend like they are. I'd argue 8 full songs makes an album. That's my opinion. I think 8 full songs makes an album. Some people will say it's got to be 10 plus. I understand that. But like, it's got to be 8 full songs. None of that intro BS. That doesn't count. It's got to be 8 full songs, in my opinion. Madeon, Good Faith. Some people had issues with this being included in the in the tier list, but I think it's not a melodic dubstep album. Honestly, before, if you had asked me like literally 6 months ago, I probably would have placed it here. I saw Madeon on the Good Faith tour it wasn't on his tour, but he did a Good Faith show. It is like significantly upped my appreciation. I think it's a high B. Seeing that show live was next level experience. Seeing that live, that was unbelievable. One of the best sets I've ever seen, and so much more appreciation for Madeon stuff. Some people are willing to say that like this and Nurture, like some of the best albums of all time. I respectfully disagree. But like Be Fine's dope. Like there's Miracle's really good too. All My Friends, I appreciate. Dream. Like it's good, man. Yeah, you really need to see Good Faith live. I thought it was like not even that great of an album before I saw it live, and like when I saw the Good Faith show live, it blew my goddamn mind. Same with Porter Robinson's Nurture. Like I saw both of those shows literally in the span of 3 days. I got to see the Nurture live set. Like those 2 shows blew my goddamn mind. We got Gryffin Gravity. Because I mean, dude, it's so iconic. It is so iconic. Like All You Need to Know banger, Need Your Love banger, Tie Me Down banger, Nothing Like You's okay. Remember banger, Body Back banger, Bye Bye banger, If I Left the Word banger. I kind of stuttered there, but Out of My Mind, I don't even remember what that one sounds like. Baggage, kind of mid, but Just for a Moment banger. Oh My God, it's kind of mid, but You Remind Me is also kind of mid. Hurt People's kind of... The album kind of ends on a bad note. Nobody Compares to You is good too, but like, man, some of those tunes, like Just for a Moment and Bye Bye and Body Back, dude, like that shit brings the fucking... So good. If you had asked me about if you asked me in 2019 when Gravity came out, I would have said it was better than Finding Light. I think at this point now, I'd place it here. Like a mid to high A. The sound has just kind of grown off of me. My taste has kind of elevated a little bit, but I can't deny that some of these songs on here are still fantastic. Like Bye Bye and Just for a Moment, so forgettable, man. I don't know about that, dude. I'm gonna be on. If Gravity by Gryffin didn't exist, this channel probably wouldn't exist, bro. Like Gryffin is like what sold me on the melodic sound. I just used to have a poppier taste back then, but nostalgia's kind of carrying it to an A. To be honest, I try not to factor nostalgia in, but man, this album has such a special place in my heart, bro. Such a special place in my heart. It's literally like one of the huge reasons why I'm so into this music. It's just like, oh, so good, man. I have so much memories with this album. But Fallen Embers. Gonna be honest, not too crazy on Fallen Embers, to be honest. It's got its moments. I think the big thing with Fallen Embers is its highs are so high and its lows are so low. Like Blame Myself is fantastic. And then like you got like Heavenly Side and Fragments, and it's like, oh, can we just skip these songs? And then you got Sideways, and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, this album has returned to its glory. And then you got First Time, and you're like, oh my god, this song we need to skip this ASAP. And then you got You and Me, and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, we are back. And then you got Nightlight, and you're like, oh my god, can we skip? And then you got Hearts on Fire, and we're like, yes, we're back. Lay It Down plays, oh my gosh, this album is so great. And then you have to listen to Losing Patience, and then In My Mind. You have to listen to those two songs back to back. And then you got Paper Thin, which is just mid. Crazy Times is kind of mid. And then Brave Soul's great. Like, I don't know. That was almost scripted. That was so good. It probably belongs here. Paper Thin is underrated. Paper Thin is not mid. I just don't like the drops. I feel like the drops just leave a little too much to be desired. Nightlight, same thing. In My Mind, In My Mind is probably it's probably my least favorite song on the album. First Time's probably less. First Time and Fragments are probably worse. But In My Mind, that song is just not good. That song is not good. That's probably super controversial. I just can't bear to listen to that one. Hearts on Fire and Sideways, yeah, classic. Those are bangers, man. It's like you go from, that's the thing with this album. You go from a 9 and then you go to like 2 3s and then you go to a 9 and then you go to a 2 and then you go to an 8 and then like it's just kind of a weird, one of the weirdest albums I've ever heard, where the highs are so high and the lows are so low. It's just unfathomable. As someone who's not much of an album listener, like I don't really listen to albums through and through. I don't really have time for that, but the highs on Fallen Embers are some of my most played songs in 2021, hands down. But the low, like objectively looking at it through the scope of an album listen, it's a low B. And maybe I am being a little harsh on Losing Patience. I think I exaggerated that for the little sequence that I was going on there. It's not my favorite though. We got Man Cub Impressions. Dope album, super dope album. I think it's a low end A. Actually, I'd probably put it over Ashes, to be honest. I think it's a low end A. If you asked me when it came out, I probably would have put it in an S. Kind of grown off of me as time has gone on. Wrong to Let You Go is great. Better Now is great. Good Enough's great. Sure Thing. I've just like the sound design on this album is nuts. It's like Man Cub's production is just next level. Some of the ideas have just kind of grown off of me as time has gone on. Yeah. I don't know how many of you guys have listened to Impressions. I was kind of questioning of whether I should even include it, but I'm sure some of you guys have heard Man Cub before and have some opinions on Impressions. So Land of the Wayfarer EP. I don't know why I include, and you know what's crazy? I keep putting all of these in I haven't put anything in C, D, or F. Like maybe we should have spaced things out a little bit. But we're gonna leave it the way it is. Blank Land of the Wayfarer EP is also probably A is gonna be oversaturated, but Land of the Wayfarer is also a fantastic EP, man. Echo Chamber's great. Not crazy on Lifetime. Lights Out, so good. Think of Me is okay, but Arc, Only You, Stuck on You, so good. Let's go here. I think it's slightly better than Impressions, not better than Between Broken. All really good songs. Lights Out's kind of a standout there. But I think I kind of have to just rank it based on the fact that there's not like if there was a little bit more tracks and it was still and the extra tracks were to the level of quality that the rest of the Land of the Wayfarer EP is on, we're talking like high A. It's just that the fact that there's only 7 tracks kind of limits it a little bit. But and it's not like Last Heroes where it's like just high 9s for like the whole thing. Mid A, yeah. It seems like everyone's on the same page. A, S, yeah. It's an A. I think it's an A. But yeah, great sound design. Interesting, unique. The Echo Chamber and Arc, fantastically unique tracks. So gets my vote. High A. Like Lost, I think I think Lost is an A, man. I think Lost is an A. I'd probably place Lost there. Like, I know we are oversaturating the A, but like they're really good, man. I don't really know what else to say. I think that a lot of them have just showed up earlier on the list because trust me, a lot of them will be lower. Don't worry. A lot of these other ones will be a little lower, but Lost is great, man. Like, let's go over the track list here. Try is good. Homesick's great. Hurt's great. Without Me's great. Bloom's good. Follow You, fantastic. Follow You, so good. When I Say Your Mind's good. Forgotten's okay. Running Away's really good. Yeah, like it's a damn good album, man. Not one of those like. I think innovation keeps it behind. I wish MitiS did a little bit more innovating in his work. I find that when he does, you get tracks like the Ray Volpe collab where it's just ridiculous. But yeah, I think low A is a good spot for that. Yeah, just innovation. Innovation's the big one for me. We fucking hate Ultra on this channel. We don't like Ultra. And so with Love and Chaos coming out on Ultra, first of all, 25 songs on a fucking album. I cannot believe I listened to this thing front to back. And I listened to this thing front to back, and I have 3 playlist ads. 3 playlist ads on a 25-track album. That's a rough album. That was a rough album. Listen, I don't know why I listened to it. You'll Never Be Alone. We got fucking... I can't play that anymore. Because this stream's just gonna get fucking blocked again. It's just gonna get blocked. Fuck Ultra. You know what? Adventure Club supports some artists I love, but fuck Ultra. I'm just gonna shit on this project, bro. Fuck Ultra. Fuck Ultra Music. They can go fuck themselves. Love and Chaos, F tier. Sound design and ideas and all that jazz just don't match up to today's standards, man. I think it'd be a good album in like 2016. But in 2022, man, why the Ultra hate? The last stream that we did, we played You'll Never Be Alone by Adventure Club and Kaivon. And we played it, you know, commentating on it. It's legally fair use. I filed a dispute. And every time I filed a dispute, all the record labels normally say, yeah, you know what? This is fair use. We're going to let you keep the video up, right? Ultra Records went out of their way to say, no, your dispute is false and we're going to keep your video blocked. And so they've seen the video before. They saw that it was for commentary purposes and they still decided to take the fucking video down. It's not going to go back up because like now I'm going to have to, if I want the video back up, we have to go through some legal bullshit. And I'm not going to go to take fucking Ultra to court. That's not happening over a fucking stream. So that's not happening. But Ultra can go fuck themselves. And I hope no artist ever releases with Ultra again. Ultra's a fucking joke. Doing illegal bullshit. Ridiculous. Fuck Ultra. Ultra probably got butthurt. They definitely did. There's no way. They had to see that. Not Since When by Crystal Skies. Not my favorite album, safe to say the least. Not my favorite album. I thought Gold was okay, and Moonlight were okay, but like nothing ever happened. And Good Life, like some of the vocal performances on this album are just not my cup of tea whatsoever. And then like the sound design too, like it feels like Crystal Skies' sound design kind of almost like there's like they used to have some of the best sound design in the game when they were with Ophelia, and like now it just sounds like super thin, and I don't know what happened, man. I know they wanted to try their whole pop punk thing, and that's fine. I just wish that they kept the quality of the sound. Yeah, I think it's an F personally. Actually, no, I think it's a low D. I don't think it's like a heinous album. Like I listen to it and I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that one, but it's all right. Like there's some decent songs. Like All to You, I relatively enjoy. That might be it, dude. Cruel Summer's not bad too. One of the first, they were like the first of like, I think they were like probably one of the first 5 artists to ever release on here. And they did a remix of Calling You Home. Like they've been day one Ophelia guys, and Seven Lions was even like, dude, look, we ain't picking that up. He probably didn't say that. It was probably more along the lines of like, this pop punk theme doesn't really fit with what we're doing here. That's probably more of what it was like. But yeah, man. Just not my flavor. Just not my flavor. Probably low D. Nurture. Might be a controversial one. I know I was saying before that seeing the Nurture show live like changed my perspective on it. It's moved Nurture from a D to a C. Or probably a low C to a high C. The songs that I saw live that were already really good were like Look at the Sky, Get Your Wish, Something Comforting. The rest of the album to me is just pretty forgettable, to be honest. Not really into this like whole hyper pop kind of sound that it seems like artists are going for nowadays, or at least what Porter's going for nowadays. Nurture was totally great live. Not a much a fan of this as Worlds, but a sweet and heartwarming album. Yeah, Nurture was fine. It just doesn't fit with my tastes. I don't have a problem with people saying it's S tier though, or like A tier. People just have their opinions about it, and that's fine. See a lot of you guys talking about William Black. We got 2 William Blacks in a row. We got Pages, and then we got Pieces. Pages is pretty good though, man. Like we got Back Together, pretty good. Drown the Sky, pretty good. Never Be the Same. Like it's all pretty good. I just think Pages is one of those albums where, I mean, Drown the Sky is close to it, but none of the tracks on Pages like really stand out and are just like blow you away. It's just like a collaboration of, it's just like good tunes. But it's not like Impressions level good. I think Drown the Sky is really the only huge standout. But the rest of them are just like, okay, yeah, it's a nice little melodic bassy style tune. I think it's about on par with 1000 Faces in my opinion. I think it's about on par with that. I think that, I guess we'll spoil Pieces. I think Pieces is better than Pages, to be honest. So there's that. So I think it's an elevation of his sound, but I don't think it's near Atlas though. I think Pieces is not as good of an elevation as Atlas was. So speaking of Pieces, yeah, you know what? That's not right. Yeah, Beyond the Veil is a better listen than Pages. I'm sorry. That was I probably shouldn't. I didn't really think that through. Yeah, I think Pieces is definitely better. Haven's pretty good. Broken's good. But again, I don't think that there's any real standouts off this album. I think that's just the thing with William Black, is that he very rarely does these standout tunes that blow you away. Like Need You Now and Need You Now is fantastic. That's a fantastic tune. But Need You Now and Only One I Need are the only two that I really consistently play off this album. The rest of them are just like, they're good. I'll play them if it shows up on the playlist, but I'm not seeking it out on my playlist, you know? I think Pieces is probably here. I think I'd put it over Good Faith. But that being said, we are going to rework this, because this needs to be... Is that better? Is that better? But Fallen Embers is not a C, though. I think we'd have to do this. Is that... Fallen Embers is better than Pages, too. I don't know what I'm thinking. Fallen Embers is better than Pages. Is this better? Like, I just feel like we put way too many in A and B. And then maybe Ashes in B. This is better, but Fallen Embers... yeah, I bet, like... I don't... That's the thing. I don't think Fallen Embers... it probably is a B tier. That's the thing. I think Fallen Embers is B tier, man. And then I think... Like, that seems right. This seems more right. No, that's not an F, though. That's a D. I think this feels more right to me. Ashes being a B is gonna hurt some people. But... I don't know, man. Some of the songs just seem... Is it a B, though? Is it a B? We'll leave it like that. Oh, and Sentiment's coming up. We can place... yeah, Sentiment belongs here. Or here, actually. Sentiment belongs there. If you've followed this channel long enough, you will know that we are professional... I'm not going to say what I was about to say. I was about to say that we're professional Said the Sky haters. I'm just not into Said the Sky, man. Like, out of this album, I have... This is a 15 track album. 15 track album. I have 3 playlist ads. I have 3. And my favorite track off the album, it's not my favorite. One of the best tracks off the album doesn't even have a drop. It's Gold. Gold is probably my second favorite song off the album, and it doesn't even have a drop. I don't know, man. I'm just not buying the I just don't buy Said the Sky. It's just not my flavor. The drops seem really soft nowadays, and it seems like that Said the Sky kind of goes for more of the emotional side of music, which I don't mind. But now he's kind of going with like this pop punk sort of sound, and when the drops aren't really there, it's just, I don't know, it's just not my flavor of stuff. People either think Sentiment is an S or a C, and there's no in between. I've never seen someone say, oh yeah, like Sentiment's a B. I've never seen anyone say that. People either say it's like god level music or it's just mid. All right, even though this album has a nice color scheme, The Free World probably belongs here. Any disagreements, guys? Any disagreements? I think that, as I've mentioned before on this channel numerous times, sound design is paramount, and the Free World sound design is just a big no-no for me. This is a 13-track album. Bulletproof is the only song I have on my playlist, and I'm pretty sure most of the time when that song comes on, I skip it. Sound design wise, the sound design is just very thin. Just not really for me. I don't think we'd have many disagreements in here. But yeah, just not my flavor, man. Just not my flavor. I don't know if you guys can see this little white album that we have here. This is a little album called The Way Back Up by Trivecta. And I think that little album belongs in S tier, as Will called it. He saw that it was The Way Back Up. Yeah. I think the album, like I've said before, the album art's fucked up. Just forget about it. The Way Back Up is an S. I don't know, I don't know if it's better. I don't know if it's better than Ascend. I think we might have to reevaluate how we think of this. I think it's better than Awake, not better than Ascend. Or is it? It's probably better than Yeah, it probably is. Sail Away, Goated, Open Road, Drinking Like Kings, Castle Walls, The Loop, Memory Away, Empty Oceans. Yeah, see some of the like Gallows, Back to the Start, and Half a World Away. The album kind of ends on a poor note, but yeah, I think I would say Ascend is better. No, I don't think it's above Ascend. I don't think it's above Ascend. I think that I just wish the album ended on a little bit of a better note, because the Gallows I think I've only listened to twice. Back to the Start's okay, and then Half a World Away is okay. Silence is really, Horizon Lines is okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's got some high highs though. I think it's S, as everyone's saying. We have got Thrive by Slander. Need I say more than that placement? Need I say more? You know, is it really that, hold up, is it really that bad? Is it that bad? Kill Me With Silence, like just like an orchestral tune. Nothing Hurts Like Goodbye is actually not bad. This, I don't think this is low F, is it? Like, what would I would rather listen to Thrive than The Free World. I would rather listen to Thrive than The Free World, for sure. That's not a debate. But like the techno tracks, ugh. Walk on Water, like it's okay. There's like 2 good songs on this album, and good is kind of a stretch, because like Halfway Down's only good because of its vocal. I don't know. Monster is just bland beyond belief. I don't know, just lots of bland work here, drops wise. Love Is Gone's only good because of its vocal though. Find me another song in EDM where the acoustic version has more Spotify plays than the original. And mind you, the original had like a year head start on the acoustic version. Like it had a whole year to simmer up the plays, and somehow the acoustic has more. It has more Spotify plays. More than the original. How is that possible? How is that possible? How is that possible? Walk on Water, but it collapses in its drop. Yeah, I think that's the thing, is like the vocal performances in all these tunes are actually like really good. Like Walk on Water's vocals is really freaking good. Same with Love Is Gone. Now, if we can get a Walk on Water acoustic, I'd be down for that. It's a great vocal. All right, Till the End by MitiS. May slightly be controversial. I think Lost is better than Till the End. There might not be a lot of agreement in that, but I find that like Till the End is just a little bit more forgettable in my eyes. I think Away and Moments, Forests, and For Miles and Miles are my big ones that I listen to pretty often. The rest of them, pretty forgettable in my eyes. I think Here's a good spot. Yeah. It's got its moments. Little haha funny joke for the audience. It's got its moments. For Till the End, I'd put in a low A tier. It has 3 standouts for me: Moments, Away, and By My Side, but everything else is kind of meh. I actually agree with you. Okay. I thought that me saying that Till the End was worse than Lost was going to be pretty controversial. It seems like a lot of people will just let nostalgia kind of take over and say things that they found MitiS on are better and whatnot. But I think Lost is genuinely a better album, for sure. It seems more refined too. Like he's refined his sound a little bit more in Lost. The sound design's more professional, and yeah, I think Lost is just a better album, dude. Two Hearts by Dabin. This is another one where I'm sorry. I'm like I said before, I'm just not a discography diver. I haven't listened to this album in full. The only song I've heard off this album is Hold and Lilith. Those are the only 2. I found Dabin in like 2018, like late. I found Dabin off First Time. Would you believe that? First Dabin tune I ever heard was First Time. I remember seeing First Time was being released, and I was like, who the fuck is Dabin? and then and then I thought it was pretty good. And then he started releasing all like the Wild Youth singles, and I was like, oh shit, this guy's actually pretty good. I went back to listen to In Flames and whatnot. So that's the first time I ever heard of Dabin, was on when I saw him on first time. I was like, who the fuck is that? It's amazing song. And then I went to go listen to his discography, and then I realized, oh shit, there's more Dabin on this tune than Slander. Mind you, I probably didn't think like that in 2018, but now I realize it. We got another Seven Lions one. This isn't classified as an album, but I certainly think that it's long enough to classify as one. Like 8 full tunes, I think that's an album. I personally think that's an album. I think it's very similar to Beyond the Veil. I think it's got its highs. Really like the 4 on the Floor feel of Where I Won't Be Found and Free Sol, but like the rest of the album's kind of just forgettable in my eyes, man. Like, I don't know. Those are the only 2 playlist ads I have. I think I would probably prefer Beyond the Veil. I think Where I Won't Be Found is probably a C. I know it's so like typical of a melodic dubstep fan to say, oh, you know, I want more songs like Free Sol. Like, I bet you everyone was saying that about like Beyond the Veil. Like, oh, I want more songs like Call on Me and Stop Thinking. Just like these melodic bangers. I mean, he can take his chances with stuff, and like, you know, it is what it is. We got Wide Eyed. We got a couple left. We got Wide Eyed. Again, like I've mentioned before, not much of a huge Said the Sky person. I think Wide Eyed is better than Sentiment, though, which is very rare. Normally, I always think that artists they'll do an album and then they'll do their next one. Normally, the next album that they do is generally better because they're just producing their sound better. They get more comfortable and whatnot. I think Wide Eye's definitely better. I think, again, not many playlist ads here, but like you get Never Gone, I think is pretty good. I love Superstar, man. Superstar's fantastic. I remember Superstar came out around the same time as First Time as well. Like, Dabin was late 2018 was my discovering of Dabin and changing my life. All I Got, one of the best vocal performances of all time. Kwesi's vocal performance on All I Got is beautiful. I think it's better. I think they're pretty close, to be honest, but there's a slight gap between these two. There's a slight gap. Like, if there was a tier between C and D, I'd probably place Sentiment and Nurture in there, but I don't think they belong in D. Superstar, Never Gone, Carry. Yeah, that is very true. The album ends on a very strong note. We've got Dabin, Wild Youth. It's if it wasn't obvious, Wild Youth is S tier. That's not even a conversation. It's just a question of how good is it. I think that's a good spot. Yeah, Wild Youth, easy S. Easy S. I think that's a good spot for it. Another Day, goated tune, so good. Rings and Roses is good. Part-Time Lover's good. Lights is really good. Youth, okay, Youth's the only like not great tune on the album. Same with Home, but like Altitude's pretty good. In Flames, so good. Bloom, so good. Alive, so good. Yeah. Wild Youth is just another breed, man. Yeah, Youth is just not for me. Home slaps. You're smoking. I don't know, man. I just feel like here's the big thing. When there's a remix that comes out and it absolutely smokes the original out of the water, sometimes it's hard to come back to the original. I used to actually really like Home. And then the Mazzari remix came out and I was like, holy shit. There's ways that we can elevate this song beyond belief. That's what the Mazzari remix did, man. All right, Worlds. I don't know where, Worlds has grown on me significantly over, like I said, seeing Porter Robinson live, seeing the Nurture set. He still plays a lot of Worlds, though. Definitely grown on me. I I'm not one of those people though that's like, oh, Worlds is like top tier album of all time and yada yada yada. Yeah, there's a couple good songs though. Like Divinity's really good. Sad Machine's really good. Sea of Voices is beautiful. That song's great. Goodbye to a World's good. A lot of them are just weird though. Like Fellow Feeling is just weird. So it's got its highs, it's got its mids, it's got its lows, like a normal track. Maybe a high C. I don't know. You guys are probably gonna hate that, but I don't know. Just some of the I don't think Worlds really has much of a re-listenable factor to me. TK Cynical? Am I being too cynical here? All right, well, that's my tier list, ladies and gentlemen.